Once upon a time, there lived a Raja king who was left with two little daughters, the two princesses, when his wife died. Not very long after his first wife died, he married again. His second wife did not care for her stepchildren and was often unkind to them. The Raja, their father, never troubled himself to look after them, but allowed his wife to treat them as she liked. This made the poor girls very unhappy, and one day one of them said to the other, "Let's not stay here anymore. Come away into the jungle, for nobody here cares whether we go or stay." So they both walked off into the jungle and lived for many days on jungle fruits. After they had wandered on for a long while, they came to a fine palace, which belonged to an ogre. But both the ogre and his wife were out when they got there. One of the princesses said to the other, "This fine palace, in the middle of the jungle, can belong to no one but the horrible ogre that has hurt our people for so long. But no one is at home now. Let's go in and see if we can find anything to eat. I am so tired of jungle fruit." So they went into the ogre's house and found some rice. One princess kept watch out of the window, while the other boiled their dinner. They hadn't even finished their meal and put the dishes to the sink when the ogre and his wife returned home. The two princesses were so frightened that they ran up to the top of the house and hid themselves on the flat roof, where they could look down onto the inner courtyard of the house, and from the other could see the open country. But the rooftop was a favorite spot of the ogre and his wife. Here they would sit on the hot summer evenings, or hang their clothes to dry in the open sun. The two princesses had to hide. They found shelter behind some stalks of corn, but that would not hide them for long. When the ogre came into the house, he looked around and said to his wife, "Somebody has been moving the furniture. Everything looks different. Wife, did you do this?" "No," she said, "I don't know who could have done all this." "Someone also has been cooking the rice," continued the ogre. "Wife, did you cook the rice?" "No," she answered, "I did not do it. I don't know who did." Then the ogre walked around and around several times with his nose up in the air, saying, "Someone is here now. I smell human flesh and blood. Where can they be?" "Stuff and nonsense," said the wife. "You smell flesh and blood, indeed. Why, with all the humans you killed only this morning, I should wonder if you didn't still smell flesh and blood." They went on quarreling this way until the ogre said, "Well, never mind, I don't know how it is, but I'm very thirsty. Let's go outside and drink some water." So both the ogre and his wife went to a well close to the house, and began letting down jars into it, and drawing up the water, and drinking it. And the princesses, who were on the top of the house, saw them. Now the younger of the two princesses was a very clever girl, and when she saw the ogre and his wife by the well, she said to her sister, "I will do something now that will be good for us and good for everyone." Running down quickly from the top of the house, she crept close behind the ogre and his wife as they stood on tiptoe over the side of the well.